There's a drone sound. Thank you. I won't be upset if you choose to stand up and dance. I won't be offended. Mauya, 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 ombarme. Oere, mauya, mauya. Mauya, 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 ya werere. Mauya, mauya. Mauya, 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 changa mire. Mauya, mauya. Yere wanye wa. Yere wanye wa. Yahweh, mauya, mauya. Yere wanye wa. Yahweh, mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya, Yahweh, mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya. Mauya, mauya, Yahweh, mauya, mauya. Woo! Welcome, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation. My name is Suzanne, and I have the life of the community. What is happening at neighborhood? Circle music is happening this afternoon from 3 to 5. We hold a monthly singing improv circle here, and this is our Sunday. You are all welcome to check it out. It is being in the moment, exploring our voices, improvising together, and a lot of laughs. You can talk to me after service if you want to find out more. The C Committee, Social and Environmental Action Committee, is meeting next Sunday after service. Lunch will be provided. Come to discuss the various justice initiatives happening here at Neighborhood and within the DMC that we can get involved in. You can talk to Nancy or Laura for more info. Are either of them here today? Laura just walked in to talk about justice with the neighborhood. Fundraising Committee would like to know, where will you volunteer and lend a hand in the year to come? Maybe you would like to play a part in the fundraising initiatives that help keep neighborhood thriving. The committee is looking for a few new members with fresh ideas for events. There will be a Mimosa Sunday after service on the 8th of June to chat and ask questions to committee members. Our silent auction opens November 1st. We're thinking about this already. So in case you're looking through the summer purging your home of items, you might consider holding on to them to donate to our auction in November. May 25th, 2 Sundays from now, we're having a town hall after service to help plan our future. This is everyone's welcome to attend to discuss what would you like to see happening in our services, both the movement and our Sunday morning services in the coming year. Share your views on what worked in concerning themes and topics and what you're hoping for. Together we plan, together we grow. Lunch will be provided. Monday, May 26th at 7, the DMC is hosting Who You Are Matters, a night of facilitated conversation, game playing, and getting to know each other. The ministers and rabbi of our communities will be there, and we hope you will be too. Except the choir, because we are rehearsing at that time. The neighborhood potluck brought to you by our friendly Neighborhood Lifespan Learning Committee is happening Sunday, June 1st, following our flower communion service where we celebrate the community. We'll stay and eat together. Bring what to bring, whatever you think other people would like, including kid-friendly food. What to expect, food, community, all ages bingo, and for the kids, make your own sundae. I assume that's an ice cream. Yes, you put it in quotes, okay. And next Sunday, we continue our exploration of the theme of equity with the message, Buddhisms and the Buddha Nature. Our speakers will be our minister, Reverend Sally Fritchie, our own Peter Marmarick. I'll be providing music, and our service weaver will be Allison Kabayama. And in the time for all ages, we'll have a walking meditation guided practice led by Julia.
No, there we go. All right. I can be loud, though, you know. Either way, I'm trying to be nimble. I could have just tossed it. All right. Good morning, beautiful spirits here in the sanctuary and to the folks on Zoom. Welcome to our Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist congregation, and happy Mother's Day to everyone for whom this is a joyful occasion. My name is Debb Bertazzon, and as always, it's a pleasure to be with you today as your service weaver. I stand before you as a guest on this land and acknowledge that the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations are treaty holders here, and that the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, lived here before me and are living here now, together with our First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. It is with deep sorrow that I maintain we are in a time of crisis, and I cannot predict what is going to happen to Mother Earth and all of her inhabitants as we journey forward. But I am grateful to our First Nations people for the many generations of teachings about our planet and relations, and pray that we consider these gifts of wisdom as we move forward during these very difficult times. So let's begin today, here, now, in this very moment, by co-creating and entering into sacred space. I invite you to determine how, for yourself, how you can be most present this morning. If you require electronic devices to do so, then by all means, go ahead, with an awareness to please minimize potential distractions for folks around you. And now, please join me in either reciting or listening to our collective invocation. Let us cast a circle of a sacred space here.
Let us cast a circle of a cherished space here, a space of safety, a place of forgiveness, a place of love. If we want the world
Thank you. This morning, our chalice will be lit by Andrew Blakey. Come on up, Andrew. Andrew will draw from the flame already burning in the children's chalice, which is a reminder that just as the wisdom can be gained, gifted to us from the elders and ancestors, so too can the passion and wisdom be reaped from our young ones during this great time of great change. We like this chalice to remember, to light us within our own hearts. And over to you, Moyo, for our prelude.
Situation here is not okay. So I'm going to play a song. I'm going to play a song, and the song is called Todzungaira, and it's a ceremonial song. The message of the song is inviting the ancestors, the spirits of the land, to guide us in times of crisis, to bring healing, to bring an end to all the suffering that we're experiencing. We are at a difficult moment around the world with the genocides that are happening in different parts of the world, and the turn to the extreme right, deepening divisions. So this is a prayer for all of us. Todzungaira muchiona Mwari wewe todzungaira muchiona wewe todzungaira muchiona chinyiko wewe todzungaira muchiona ndati todzungaira muchiona chinyiko chipinde chipiko zvacho chamungaite vana vangu, tangai mapira midzimu yenyu. Chipinde chipiko zvacho chamungaite vana vangu, tangai mapira midzimu yenyu. Zvaita seiko vakuru ndende hamunawo rudo nevana ava, tsungaira. Zvaita seiko vakuru ndende hamunawo rudo nevana ava, wewo tsungaira. Wewo etotsungaira, tsungaira, wewo yawo ndende.
Thank you, Moyo. All right, now let's continue in sacred space. So today I'd like to shower some gratitude and extend a very big welcome to our guest speakers, Dr. Moyo Mutamba, who along with our very own Natalie Zend, will be guiding us through a special meditation today entitled Harvesting the Gifts of the Ancestors. Actually, Moyo, we need you to do a lot. He's doing triple duty, actually. So as you've noticed, he's already doing some music along with Susanne. He'll be doing the meditation, and he's also going to be sharing our story for all ages. So thank you, Moyo. And of course, let's not forget all of our wonderful staff and many volunteers who have helped put the service together and to make the service and the post-service gathering come to fruition. Thank you to you all. All right, first Sunday of the month, housekeeping items. At the back of the sanctuary, there is a room over there, which is behind Joanne. Joanne, can you put your hand up? Thank you. This is called the Wiggle Room, where during the service you can go over and wiggle, talk, play with toys, or even lay on the couch. The perk about this room is that the service is piped in there so that you can hear us and we won't necessarily hear you. Now, the room is only offered as an option. People of all ages, of course, are always welcome to stay in the sanctuary throughout the service. And thank you to our lifespan learning team. Folks of all ages can also wiggle on over to the optional activity area, which is to the side behind Suzanne. You can see Julia is already over there concentrating on whatever she's doing. This is set up for anyone who prefers to listen while doing things. Here at Neighborhood, we're open to many beliefs and we learn from many traditions. All are welcome here. If you're visiting us in person for the first time, we're really glad that you're here. One way to learn more about us is by taking a red mug during our post-service bevy and snack time. This will be a signal to us that it's okay for us to approach you, say hello, and talk to you a bit about Neighborhood and about yourself. This takes place either in the cappuccino room, which is at the back, or where some of you came in. Or if it's overstimulating back there, which it can be for many, the youth room is going to be also open as a quieter space to chat. A second way that you can get to know us is by filling out an information slip, which is in the back of all the chair pockets in front of you. Just plop it in the offering basket during the offertory. Our services can vary from week to week, including the way that chairs are set up. So we encourage you to sample several to get a better feel for who we are. However, we have some consistent staples. For example, our mission is to empower spiritual growth and shared action for the care of the world. Now, one way we empower one another is through hearing things that burn deeply within us, and then caring for each other outside or after the service. Now, I'm sorry to say this is the second Sunday in a row that we won't be doing Joys and Concerns. But don't worry, this isn't a new normal. Today, it's simply just because of the structure of the service. But for today, I will light one candle for all of us now, signifying all the joys and concerns that are still in our hearts, but will not be spoken aloud. So please take a moment to open up your hearts and your minds and speak these precious thoughts and feelings to yourself, knowing that they're being held in sacred space. Thank you. Every six weeks or so, we've been exploring a new theme based on our UU values and principles. And they all connect with the idea that love is at the center. Many of us have seen this flower diagram. Today is the first Sunday that we're going to be exploring the theme of equity. The Canadian Unitarian Council reminds us that, as UUs, we declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We covenant to use our time, wisdom, attention, and money to build and sustain fully accessible and inclusive communities. Now, to fill that in just a little bit more, a quick reminder of the difference between equity and equality, because they sometimes get confused. Now, there are several renderings of this image and various content depictions, but they all make the same point, that equality means everyone is treated the same, while equity means everyone is given what they need to be successful, acknowledging that people have come from different starting points. So equality focuses on sameness, while equity focuses on fairness and addressing disparities. So I'll just describe the slide. In the first panel, we see three people of different heights. This panel is the equality panel. They're all standing on the same size box to see over, to be watching this baseball game. Equity, on the other hand, you'll notice the taller person doesn't have a box. The mid-sized person is standing on a box and can see more comfortably. And now the smaller person is on two boxes and can actually see the game. This image was later revised to add two more panels. And so the two in the center are the same I've just described. The first one being reality. And so the very tall person has many, many, many boxes, which they don't need and can see beyond the game. The person who is mid-size can see comfortably over the fence. And I'm not sure what's happening with the smallest person. Oh, they're coming out of a hole. Okay, I was going, they don't even get a box. Right, they're lower than even the box. Then the final panel, liberation, is really what we would love to see. All three people of all three sizes can see the game. No need for walls, no need for fences. Sorry? They took the fence down. No need for walls, no need for fences. May it be so. As I said earlier, we are in a time of crisis. Almost everyone is struggling in various ways. Well, maybe not the 1%. In fact, the word struggling is an understatement for some, because for a lot of reasons, it's harder for some than it is for others. And today, as we meander backwards into time and gather the gifts from the ancestors, let's keep the idea of equity in mind, especially as we are journeying forward. So as a reading for today, I chose two quotes. The first is from civil and gay rights activist Bayard Rustin, who said, "Let us be enraged about injustice, but let us not be destroyed by it." And the second one is from Hillary Clinton. And she says, "I think that if you live long enough, you realize that so much of what has happened in life is out of your control. But how you respond to it is within your control." And you know what else is within your control? The way you're going to greet people around you. So yeah, let's take some time to say hello to one another, give a warm welcome to those around you, or walk around and find somebody you don't know. And then after you've done that, let's not forget about our friends on Zoom and give a wave to the camera on the back wall and say hello to them. Susanne will do a chime when it's time to end. All right, thank you. I know it's hard, but if you can make your way back to your seats, that would be awesome. And Moyo will be getting ready to, I'm not even going to say the title, but to deliver the time for all ages. Oh, here he comes. All right, over to you, Moyo. And you need to use which? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to be the time filler, as Moyo is going to visit a room that he is needing
Deb,
to
I
do.
could take this opportunity to teach the song we're going to sing later.
That would be great, because I don't have a lot of filler, honestly. Yeah.
All right, everyone.
Suzanne.
I've been working on Sing Out Love, which is the new digital hymnal that's going to be released to our denomination at the end of June. So in the year to come, we're going to be learning a lot of new songs by Unitarian Universalist composers and songwriters. And I brought one for today called Hold My Hope. And I don't even think you need the lyrics. I'm going to just teach you two parts of it. It's a layered song. Why I wanted to bring it today is it's talking about the community holding our hope together, but also addressing our fears, and that we hold each other through the scary times as well. I'll teach you two parts while we're waiting for Moyo. So it's just, hold my hope, hold my hope. 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 And we'll repeat that quite a bit. The second bit is, hold my trembling, Hold my trembling. It's not the fast way. Hold my trembling. Yes, it is. Hold my trembling. 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 Let's get those two parts going. Can we have this? Hold my hope. 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 Hold my trembling. Hold my trembling. My trembling. Hold 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 my trembling. I'll teach you a third part when we get to this song in the service a little bit. We want to do the next part too? Wonderful. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my hope, hold my trembling. And then the second part is, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Let's just do the whole thing. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. We'll do more of that later.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry about that. I love drinking water, and there's a downside to it. It's my favorite drink in the whole world. So just, that was a moment of that downsideness. But anyway, so we tell stories for a reason. Everywhere in the world, wherever you go, we tell stories. Even today, what we have been doing from the beginning has been storytelling. And there's a reason why we tell these stories. And this story is about the reason why we tell stories. So once upon a time, long time ago, in a small town in East Africa, there was a woman who was an amazing weaver. She made the best hats, the best baskets, the best mats for the floors, and she was so famous. She would take all these materials to the markets and sell them, and then provide for her family. And she had children. She had about, today let's say three daughters. And as she weaved these hats, these baskets, these mats, the daughters were also learning. Whenever she took all these wares to the market, I'm going to shorten it. Whenever she took all these wares to the market, she would take a particular path. And she took that path for many, many years. One day, she took the same path with carrying so many hats. And at that point, she was also getting a little bit old, so she didn't have the same capacity to walk long distances. She was walking, carrying her hats on her head, and then she started feeling tired because the sun was also very hot that day. And she thought, well, what if I take a rest? Just to recharge a little bit, and then I can continue. So she saw this beautiful, beautiful tree. It was lush with so many branches, so gorgeous. And it had a wide trunk, and nice. It almost looks like, somewhere where someone could actually sleep nicely. and feel rested. So she invited herself to the base of the tree. She put most of her hats down, and she left one hat on her head, just like me. And she sat down, she leaned on the trunk of the tree. She took a nice breath. Can you take a breath with me? And then she let the breath go and just sank into relaxation. And she fell asleep. And she might have been snoring, we don't know. She might have been quiet, we don't know. But she was sleeping for a while. And then she woke up. And when she woke up, she realized she had been sleeping for maybe about 2 hours. And she was, I missed my market. She quickly went to pick up her hats so that she could go to the market. And what do you think happened? The hats were not there. Oh, her heart sank and she was so worried. Who took my hats? Where did my hats go? Did a big wind come when I was sleeping? But I could have heard that. So she started looking around, went around the tree, looked down the path towards the market. There was nobody. And then something told her, what if you just look up? And then she looked up, and what does she see? A bunch of monkeys looking really nice, wearing a hat. At first she laughed because, of course, it's comical. But then she thought, I need to get going here. How do I get my hats from these monkeys? She had grown up with stories that if you pick a rock, if, for example, there were monkeys in a tree, and it's a fruit tree, and if you pick a rock and throw it, the monkeys will harvest the fruit and throw it down. She thought, okay, let me do that. So she goes down, picks up a rock, and then throws it. And the monkeys just stared at her. And then she yelled, I want my hats. I gotta go make money so that I can look after my family. And the monkeys just stared. And then eventually, another idea came to her. She still had one hat on her head. She thought, what if I take off my hat and throw? Oh, this did not land perfectly. Fine. So she took off her hat and did a better job than me. She threw it in the air, and it fluttered for a while, hanging in the air, and landed beautifully on the ground next to her. And the monkeys were amazed. They took off their hats and did the same. Threw their hats, and they landed right in front of her. And she rushed, picked up the hats, and went to the market. And that was the end of the story. No, I'm kidding. She got to the market, she sold the hats, she made good money, she bought some tomatoes, some vegetables, and she went home. And when she got home, she told her daughters the story. And then, of course, time moves, she passes away, and one of her daughters chose to follow her path. So she literally made hats, took them to the market, sold, and did the same. One day, she also got tired, and she went and sat under the same tree. Same situation, one hat on her head, more hats on the ground. There were no monkeys when she fell asleep, but when she woke up, she looked, There were no hats, and she was like, I know this. She looked up, of course, the monkeys were there, wearing her hats. And she's like, okay, I know this routine. She took her hat, threw it. She did a better job than her mother. It went even higher, and it floated until it landed down. And she looked up, and the monkeys just smiled at her. And she was confused. And as she was trying to process this reality, one little monkey came down on a branch next to her and whispered to her. And the little monkey said, "Our mothers told us that story too." The end.
Back to our song. Could you pull up the Hold My Hope slide, please, Bruce? It's before that. There it is. That longer phrase that we were working on. I'll sing it all the way through. It's the bottom two lines. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Let's try it. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Again. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. One more time. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Can I get this section to take that part? And if you're willing to stand or able to stand and sing that, could we get that going in an embodied way from this side of the room? All right, let's do it. Hold my hope, hold my trembling, hold my heart, teach me to be loved. Hold my hope, hold my
So Natalie kind of tapped my shoulder and said, okay, we're really behind schedule. I'm not going to give you Moyo's bio, but for those of you who are on the emailing list, really please take a look at it. It's quite extensive and quite impressive, as is Natalie, of course. So without further ado, let's welcome Moyo and Natalie up.
Thank you, Deb. So Moyo and I are going to offer a ritual from the work that Reconnects, which is a conceptual framework for personal and social change and a group methodology for its application. And this ritual, developed by Joanna Macy and her friends, is a deep time exercise. And I will invite you to stand if you wish, or you can do it from your seats, and I'll just describe it briefly and in a moment invite you in. But what we're going to do is Moyo's voice will guide you forward in time through the generations of our ancestors to a point in time which you can imagine at the very beginning of our human history. So for those of you who did the cosmic walk, that was the cosmic history from the Big Bang. This is the human history. And from that moment, we'll invite you to stop and then begin to walk forward through the generations, from the very beginnings, through the lives of our ancestors, to our grandparents, our parents, our own lives, and to this present day. So that's it. Very simple. And this can be done standing here, spread out in this space, and walking with your right shoulder to the chalice. Or it can be done sitting. At home, you can stand and move in your space, or sitting. If you would like to walk and need support, for example, with navigating the space, you might ask someone to support you, take you by the elbow and support you and walk with you. So your choice. I invite you now, if you'd like to stand, to come into this space. Imagine it like a wheel with the chalice being the hub, and place your right shoulder toward the chalice, your right shoulder. Okay? And you can spread yourselves out. If you're very close to the chalice, you'll be doing really tight circles, so try and spread yourselves out a little bit more. And very good. And so as you're stepping back very slowly, you may feel people walk past you. They may even bump into you. They may be walking with you, holding your hand, and that is fine, because we didn't do this journey. Our ancestors didn't do a single step of it alone. And at some point, you might find yourself in a bit of a traffic snarl, and that's okay too. You can just open your eyes, look around, find a spot with more space, reposition yourself, and start again. Now, this process might bring up some emotion. Some might be difficult, painful emotions. There might also just be a feeling of being moved, or joy, tears, laughter. All of it is welcome here. There are tissues by the chalice and over there. But if you need a timeout or want to look after yourself, please do that. And if you would like support, Gwen over here, can you raise your hand, Gwen? Gwen is here. You can go into that open door behind Gwen into the youth room, and Gwen will check in with you and offer silent or listening support as you wish. What have I forgotten? You will hear, as I said, Moyo's voice guiding us back, mine guiding you forward, as a way of bringing in the diversity of human history based on where Moyo and I, where our ancestors are from, where we were born, and the diversity of our experiences as humans at this planet time. And we will begin with a dedication. May the strength and the sincerity with which we do this process equip us to do the work that we are called to do for the benefit of all beings. So be it.
Hello. Hello? Okay. From this present moment, on May 11 in Toronto, soften your gaze and begin to walk slowly backwards in time. Or imagine yourself walking backwards. Move back through the events of this day to your waking up. Walk back through last week, the last month. The times at home and in your wider community. Move back through the last 4 months to the turn of the year. Now, you're walking back through last year, through its seasons and encounters. Keep moving back through your adult life. Back through the journeys you made, the places you lived and cared for. The work you undertook. Remember, perhaps, the loss of someone close. Perhaps the birth of a child. Encounter again the passions and adventures, disappointments and accomplishments. Walk back into your teenage years with their hopes and heartache. You are entering your childhood, recalling the places and faces you know, the school classes, the games, the lonely times, your body is getting smaller and smaller. And pretty soon, the grown-ups are so tall. You have to reach up to hold their hands. Soon you are so small, you are carried in arms. And soon, so small, you are inside the belly. Your body simplifying. Fewer and fewer cells, until you are just one cell and you have reached the moment of your beginning. Yet the life that is in you did not begin with your beginning. It was there in your parents' DNA. And even if you do not know your birth parents, you can step back into their lives now. Or you may choose to step back into the lives of the people who raised you. Move back now through their young adulthood, the choices they faced, the dreams they held. Move back with them into their adolescence, their childhoods, their infancy. Continue walking back into the lives of your grandparents and your great-grandparents, whether you knew them or not. Back through this century and the last, wars and explosions of technology, before the internet, the television, the automobile, the telephone, before electricity, move into the lives of ancestors whose names you no longer know. But perhaps a gesture of theirs, a smile, or a turn of the head lives on in you. Moving back along this river of life, back through challenging times, through the excitement of new discoveries, and the steady sameness of tilling the earth. Generations of ancestors, some settled in one place, others roaming, starting new in far-off places. The generations move by more swiftly as you move back through the centuries. You are walking back through ancestors' lives. Perhaps they were farmers, scholars, artisans, spiritual leaders, or teachers, soldiers. Perhaps they were versed in the arts of healing, gathering herbs, ministering to others. Even then, they carried you within them like a seed. You are moving back through the rise and fall of entire civilizations. Thousands of years passing. The first cities rising from clay. You move back before the days of empires, before the land was tilled in parcels that were owned or thought to be owned. You come now into the longest chapter of our human journey, when we moved in small groups across the face of Gaia, gathering and hunting. Keep walking through the millennia when we were nomads, trading with each footstep the soil and rock, the desert and forests of our planet home. Keep walking back to our beginnings, some 30,000 generations ago. Can you remember? Was it in Africa? Or perhaps another land? And now you stop. Now with the very first ones, the very first humans, you are standing at the edge of the forest. Pause now, looking out over the savannah, or sensing the expanse before you. The journey of your people lies ahead. You and your kin don't have the strength and speed of the other animals, or the fangs or claws, or the heavy pelts to protect from cold and heat. All you have is each other and throats that can call out to each other.
You cannot imagine what your journey together will bring or the challenges you will face. And now begin to walk forward on that journey. You can keep your gaze softened or your eyes closed if you're sitting, and very slowly, step by step, retrace your steps through time, entering the long treks of your ancestors, some of them perhaps crossing continents, some traveling on rafts, the long marches in the ages of ice. You come from an unbroken line of survivors, and each has gifts to bestow to you. You can open your arms and your hands to receive these gifts. These people are giving to you the texture of your skin, the shape of your back, the marrow of your bones. You can open your hands and gather in toward you the gift of their physical endurance, their strength as they travel through the land, hunting, playing, making babies, dying. Take in your hands the joy of two young girls in a stream, splashing in a stream 100,000 years ago. You can gather that up in your hands toward you. Walking up through the centuries, know the trust in the eyes of the children, the passion in the eyes of the young. See or sense the wisdom in the eyes of the aged, and harvest these as your gifts. Harvest the ingenuity of your ancestors, making tools, weaving cloth, building homes. Whether you're sitting or standing, you can gather those in with your hands, that ingenuity, those skills. Harvest their compassion, their qualities of heart, as they cared for the injured or prayed with the dying. That too is for you, that compassion. Know their love of beauty, music coming from the hills, hands carving or beading jewelry, feet dancing to the rhythm of drums. Gather up, harvest that celebration as their gift to you. You can literally gather that up in your hands and bring it in. Know the keen senses and the intelligence of your ancestors as they track the movement of stars, as they learn the ways of the plants and the animals, as they hold councils to choose the wisest action. Draw up toward you that sensing, that intelligence as their gifts to you. You can harvest to the intuition of the shaman, the sage, or the witch who dances between the unmanifest and the manifest. Gather that up, that intuition in your hands toward you. Can you sense the love that burns in your ancestors, their devotion to their families, to the land? Receive that love as their gift to you. Some of your ancestors may have left their familiar worlds, seeking wealth or opportunity, seeking freedom or safety, or forced to leave in bondage. Take their gifts of daring or of resolve and gather those in. And you can harvest as well the wisdom of those ancestors who dwelled in the same place for thousands of years. Take their deep knowing of the land, of forests and rivers, of mountains and pastures. Gather in that deep knowing. Your ancestors have gifts from their suffering too. They may have died in battle, or been raped, or persecuted. They may even have suffered genocide. Take their courage, their endurance, their perseverance, their resilience. Gather those in as their gifts to you. And if they were caught up in crusades or pogroms, if they were thieves or colonizers, slave owners, if they killed others in battle, they may have gifts for you of regret or of repentance. Gather those gifts up. Among your ancestors, there may have been those who rose up to claim rights to dignity, to freedom, to justice. Take their gifts of steadfast faith and solidarity. Gather those. Moving forward through the centuries, receive all of these gifts from your ancestors. You're entering now the 20th century and the lives of your grandparents and your parents, whether by birth or adoption. Receive the gifts that they have to offer you. Take their strength and especially their greatest gift, the greatest gift that they gave you, your own life to live. And move forward now through the years of your own life. Accept the gifts of your own experience, your unique appetites, your sorrows, your fierce caring for the world. Come to this present moment and stop. Here in this now, going no further than your next breath, and you can take a breath. You cannot imagine what lies ahead. And you cannot know exactly what will be asked of you or of your people. But you do know one thing. You do not go empty-handed. You go with the gifts of your ancestors so that their journey and yours may continue. And I invite you now to take a seat. You can, if you're standing, you can sit where you are. You can return to your seat. And we'll take a minute in quiet reflection just to be with that experience. Let's just take a minute or so just to be with the ripples of that. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing your heart. Just being with however you are as you breathe. And I invite you in your own time to return with your senses, bring yourself back into the room. As I pass it over to Deb.
Time for our offertory. Hello. Sharing of ourselves is part of every faith. While we're so grateful for all of those who volunteer, we also need monetary contributions in order to stay afloat. Members of Neighborhood choose a variety of ways that they give financially, either through offerings in the basket, QR codes, or from the banks. Whether you are online or here in the sanctuary, you can use the link that is displayed on the screen, and that will bring us to the donation page on our website. As always, I ask you to be generous, and thank you so much for your generous offering. Greeters, please bring me the baskets once the money has been collected. And thank you, and over to you, Moyo.
One, two, 1, 2. It's working? Okay. As we make our offerings, I'm going to play a song called Kuzanga, which translates to live with abandon, to live in joy, in celebration, in love, in playfulness.
Thank you, Moyo. If you have found love and acceptance here, if you have found home here, if you have known kindred spirits here, let this offering be a token of our gratitude for our common life as we build the common good. Now I'd like to invite Andrew up to extinguish our chalice. And as he does that, I invite you to all join us in our chalice extinguishing song. Thank you, Andrew. And as we prepare to conclude today's gathering, just as we've connected spiritually, let's physically connect in a way that feels comfortable for you all. as I share the closing words and blessing. Well, I'm just going to start. As we leave here today, after encounters with those who have gone before us, those who have suffered and weathered adversity, the unbroken line of survivors, may you move with strength as you hold the gifts of our ancestors and that the ones that they have bestowed upon you. Remember that their courage, their endurance, their resilience, their perseverance, their passion, and their wisdom. Feel it in your blood. Feel it in your bones, because these are your birthrights. And let us remember that we too have the capacity not only to endure during these dark times, but to thrive. And if we all remember to hold love gently in our hearts, keeping love at the center, we and our world can heal. We are mighty and stronger together. It's now up to us. Our service is ended. Go, my friends, in peace and love.